Hey everybody, and welcome back to another build tutorial. Before we get started with today's build, I need to address a problem. Let me show you what I mean. In a world where you can build absolutely anything, we build this. Look at these prisoners of Steve. Look how cruel this is. They can't even stretch. So today, we're going to fix that. We're going to build them somewhere to stay that's not disgusting and deplorable. So let's get into it. Here's a basic layout of the build. Each number represents how many blocks are between those spruce logs, but this is a pretty easy build. And everything you're going to need to do this build is right here in this chest. The left hand side is stuff you're actually going to need to build the structure. The right hand side is subjective, it's mostly just decoration. So to start this build, we're going to make all these pillars 5 blocks tall, except for the 2 on the far left. They are going to be 4 blocks tall, and then we're just going to connect everything up. To give it a little extra detail, I'm going to put a barrel on the bottom of each of these posts, and then we can start on the shape of the roof. Which I am just going to use a classic bell-shaped roof with 2 full block sections in it. This is why I like to use odd numbers in my builds, so we get that nice pointy roof style. Over here on the left hand side, we're going to use stairs and slabs to give it a little bit of a steep decline, try to add a little bit of a curve to it. I'm going to fill that section in with some spruce wood, get the walls in place, and then come back for that third and final section of the roof. So if you're not a big fan of diorite, some alternatives I would try are stripped birch, white concrete, calcite block would be a really good one, white terracotta for like a darker shade of white, anything bright colored unless you plan on changing the palette of the roof. With the walls finally in place, I'm going to start working on the third and final part of the roof, which is going to be mostly slabs for a very nice round shape. And for the back side, we're just going to copy the bell-shaped roof we did in the front, and then we're going to fill all of it in with spruce wood. I like adding a half slab to every other block of the bottom part of the roof to give it this extra little detail.
Potsu.
With the roof in place, we can fill these little gaps in the walls and finally get the detailing. So if you have something like this, where building a chimney doesn't make a whole lot of sense, another way you could break up a boring roof is by adding one of these hanging signs. It's not a lot, but it's just enough to draw the eye. Next, I'm just going to add some small details, flower beds, buttons around the build, a doorway, nice stuff like that, and then we'll get into some landscaping and do some interior. As you can see here, I really wanted to use crimson wood, but I just was not feeling it for this build.
Potsu.
For most of the windows on this build, they're very small and plain, kind of boring, but for the ones on the big flat walls, we need to do something a little more exciting with them. As far as landscaping goes, it's very subjective to what you think looks best. All I can do is give you some advice. Try not to use the same thing too much. Don't put too many vines on your build. Try to spread your bushes out and make them look random. And don't use the same type of flower over and over again. These are things that'll just draw attention away from how nice the building is. Remember to take it easy on the bone meal. We've already got a lot of flowers and bushes in this build, and you really don't want to overdo it too much. So all we have left to do after that is a path to the door and light this build up, and I can show you the interior. Now it's not as efficient as a villager trading hall, but let's go check out the interior. Got villagers in here, so you gotta keep them safe with that fence gate. There goes our mending and unbreaking guys. They're studying. Got a little bit of living quarters. Got a full enchantment set up with a chest full of lapis. It's a lot more open inside than it is on the outside. It looks like it's going to be very small when you get in here, and you could possibly put a second story. I just chose not to for the sake of having a lot of room. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Tell me what you want to see me build in the comment section. And until next time, have a good night.